July will bring a number of Netflix releases that viewers will appreciate during this quarantine. In this video, I will give you a brief overview of all the original Netflix releases in chronological order for the month of July. July 1st. Deathwind Season 2. Just months after a tragic loss, Detective Sofia Karpi investigates the murder of a woman with ties to a Helsinki construction company. This show is cerebral, dark, and suspenseful. Say I Do, Surprise Weddings, Season 1. In this reality show, couples overcome obstacles to celebrate their love in surprise dream weddings designed by 3 experts in less than a week. This show is heartfelt, feel-good, and romantic. July 2nd. Under the Riccione Sun. While vacationing on the beaches of Riccione, a group of teens become friends and help each other manage romantic relationships and summer crushes. This movie is feel-good and romantic. Unsolved Mysteries, Volume 1. Real cases of perplexing disappearances, shocking murders, and paranormal encounters fuel this gripping revival of the iconic documentary series. This show is ominous and investigative. Waternon, Season 1. After waking up in a morgue, an orphan teen discovers she now possesses superpowers as the chosen halo bearer for a secret sect of demon-hunting nuns. This show is suspenseful and exciting. Tiago Ventura, Pocas. In a rollicking special, Tiago Ventura jokes about life in the hood, social issues and more, explaining how actions speak louder than words. This movie is cynical, raunchy and irreverent. July 3rd. Cable Girls Season 6. In 1920s Madrid, 4 women at the National Telephone Company ring in revolution as they manage romance, friendship, and the modern workplace. This show is emotional and romantic. Desperados. After drunken sending a cringe-worthy email, hopeless romantic Wes heads to Mexico with her best friends to raise the note before her new love reads it. This movie is absurd, quirky, and romantic. Ju-On, Origin, Season 1. Paranormal researcher searches obsessively for a cursed home where something terrible happened to a mother and her child long ago. This show is chilling, scary, and suspenseful. The Babysitter's Club. Anne M. Martin's beloved books get a modern update in this series that follows a group of girlfriends and their homegrown babysitting business. Southern Survival Season 1. The BattleBox crew tests out products designed to help people survive dangerous situations, including explosions, natural disasters, and intruders. This show is goofy and exciting. July 8. Mucho Mucho Amor, The Legend of Walter Mercado. Dazzling and tender-hearted, legendary astrologer Walter Mercado vanished at the peak of his fame. This documentary poignantly explains what happened. This movie is heartfelt and emotional. Stateless, miniseries. 4 strangers, a woman on the run, a brave refugee, a driven bureaucrat, and a struggling dad intersect at an Australian immigration detention center. This show is emotional. Was It Love? Season 1. When 4 very different men appear in her life, a single mother who hasn't dated in years begins to rediscover love and herself. July 9th. Japan Sinks 2020, Season 1. After catastrophic earthquakes devastate Japan, one family's resolve is tested on a journey of survival through the sinking archipelago. This show is dark. The Protector, Season 4. Discovering his ties to a secret ancient order, a young man living in modern Istanbul embarks on a quest to save the city from an immortal enemy. This show is suspenseful, exciting, and romantic. July 10th. Dating Around Brazil Season 1. In this reality show, 6 singles meet 5 different blind dates at trendy urban hotspots in Brazil. Who will they choose for a second outing? This show is intimate and romantic. Down to Earth with Zac Efron, Season 1. Actor Zac Efron journeys around the world with wellness expert Darren Olien in a travel show that explores healthy, sustainable ways to live. This show is heartfelt, feel-good, and inspiring. The Claudia Kishi Club. Asian American creatives pay passionate tribute to the iconic, stereotype-busting babysitters character in this heartfelt documentary short. This movie is feel-good and inspiring. The Old Guard. Four undying warriors who secretly protect humanity for centuries become targeted for their mysterious powers just as they discover a new immortal. This movie is gritty and exciting. D12, Season 1. 12 jurors, ordinary people with struggles of their own, must decide the case of a woman accused of killing her best friend and her own daughter. This show is cerebral. July 14th. The Business of Drugs mini-series. To detail how drugs push people into risky, even deadly behaviors, a former CIA analyst investigates the economics of 6 illicit substances. This show is provocative and investigative. We Are One. Activists around the world fight injustice and drive social change in this documentary that follows their participation in the music video Solidarité. This movie is heartfelt and inspiring. Ursula Carlson, overqualified loser. Stand-up comedian Ursula Carlson keeps the crowd roaring with her thoughts of recasting The Biggest Loser, sex tape regrets, and boxed wine hangovers. This movie is deadpan, raunchy, and irreverent. July 15. Dark Desire. Marriott Alma spends a fateful weekend away from home that ignites passion, ends in tragedy, and leads her to question the truth about those close to her. This show is intimate and suspenseful. The Players. From campy lies to sexy surprises, this collection of vignettes captures the follies of several men as they fumble with fidelity and relationships. This movie is cynical and understated. Skin Decision, Before and After Season 1. Skin and beauty expert nurse Jamie and plastic surgeon Dr. Shilya Nazarian use the latest procedures to bring out their clients' best selves. This show is feel-good, intimate, inspiring, and emotional. July 16th. Fatal Affair. A lawyer is caught in a terrifying game of cat and mouse when a drink with an old friend escalates into an obsession that jeopardizes everyone she loves. This movie is suspenseful. Indian Matchmaking. Matchmaker Seema Taparia guides clients in the US and India in the arranged marriage process, offering an inside look at the custom in a modern era. This show is intimate and romantic. MILF. In the south of France, 3 best friends in their 40s navigate loss and heartbreak while embarking on steamy affairs with much younger men. July 17. Cursed Season 1. Armed with mysterious powers and a legendary sword, young rebel Nimue joins forces with charming mercenary Arthur on a mission to save her people. This show is violent and gritty. Kissing Game Season 1. In a Brazilian cattle ranching town, adolescents panic when they are threatened by the outbreak of contagious infection transmitted by kissing. This show is suspenseful. July 21st. How to Sell Drugs Online Fast Season 2. A nerdy teen starts selling ecstasy online out of his bedroom and becomes one of Europe's biggest dealers. This show is offbeat and irreverent. Jack Whitehall, I Am Only Joking. Jack Whitehall grabs his stood-up tour at Wembley's SSE Arena with hilarious stories about happy couples, life in hotels, and human stupidity. This movie is raunchy, witty, and irreverent. Street Food, Latin America, Season 1. Take a cultural journey around the world to meet those who create the most delicious street food dishes. The show is intimate. July 22nd. Fear City, New York vs. the Mafia miniseries. This title is gritty and investigative. Love on the Spectrum, Season 1. Finding love can be hard for anyone. For young adults on the autism spectrum, exploring the unpredictable world of dating is even more complicated. This show is heartfelt and intimate. Norsemen, Season 3. In 790 AD, the Vikings of Norheim have a hectic schedule that includes pillaging, plundering, enslaving others, and solving problems with violence. This title is dark. Signs, Season 1. When a young woman's murder shows similarities to a decade-old cold case, a new police commander must break the silence permeating an owl mountain town. This show is ominous and suspenseful. July 24th. Sing On, Spain, Season 1. In this new singing contest, players face off on some of the biggest hits, and the jackpot of up to 30,000 euros grows every time they hit the right note. This show is feel good. Offering to the Storm. 1 month after catching the Berazategui, babies will start dying suddenly and no one has any idea why. The Kissing Booth 2. As Elle makes post-high school plans, she juggles a long-distance romance with Noah, a changing friendship with Lee, and an attraction to a new classmate. This movie is feel-good and romantic. Animal Crackers. A family inherits a neglected circus, along with a magical box of animal crackers that turn whoever eats one into a real, live animal. July 28. Inside the World's Toughest Prisons, Season 4. Investigative journalists become voluntarily inmates in the world's most volatile prisons, where intimidation and brutality rule. This show is gritty and investigative. Last Chance U, Season 5. Elite athletes with difficult paths turn to junior college football for a last shot at turning their lives around and achieving their dreams. This show is provocative, forceful, and inspiring. July 29th. The Hater. An ambitious young man starts working in the dark world of social media smear tactics and learns that virtual vitriol has dire real-life consequences. This movie is cerebral and dark. July 30. Transformers: War for Cybertron Trilogy. On their dying planet, the Autobots and Decepticons battle fiercely for control of the old spark in the Transformers universe origin story. This show is exciting. July 31st. Get Even Season 1. Kitty Vai, Brie Derringer, Margot Rivers, and Olivia Hayes form a special group called DGM, Don't Get Math, to expose all the bullies in their school. Seriously Single. While her free-living bestie urges her to embrace singlehood, a commitment-craving social media expert can't stop following the life of a former love. This movie is quirky and romantic. The Speedcubers. Discover the special bond and uncommon competitive spirit shared by the world's Rubik's Cube solving record breakers in this documentary. This movie is heartfelt, feel-good, inspiring, and emotional. The Umbrella Academy Season 2. Reunited by their father's death, strange siblings with extraordinary powers uncover shocking family secrets and a looming threat to humanity. This show is mind-bending, offbeat, and quirky. Vis-a-Vis, The Oasis, Season 1. Macarena and Zulema decide to stage one last heist that will aim to steal a diamond tiara from a daughter of an important Mexican drug dealer during the young woman's wedding. Remember that some titles may not be available in your country. We have new videos about series and movies always on the channel, so consider subscribing and tell us which title you are most excited to see. See you in the next video.